So the other day I was digging through my Twitter feed whenever a tweet caught my eye from a follower of mine at Halo Syndicate, and he said this: so would you want to see a Battle Royale mode in Halo 6? To be honest, I think they're going to add one since it seems pretty popular at the moment. Also, they could bring back the cut global battle mode from Halo 3 and make it a huge all-out warfare with every faction. Fuck, I'd be so happy about this. So this tweet really caught my interest, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna respond. And I did. But I also wanted to have a little bit of a discussion, and he even suggested that I make a video on this and kind of discuss it with you guys and explain my reason of why I feel that Halo 6 shouldn't have a Battle Royale mode, and personally, how I feel that the gaming industry is milking the shit out of the Battle Royale genre and soon might just kill it. But let's wait just a minute and play the intro. So after hearing that opening, you're probably saying, Gamer, what the fuck? Like, I don't get this. You love Battle Royale games. Why would you not want there to be a Battle Royale mode in Halo 6? Well, that's simple. Do you guys remember what killed the Halo franchise in the first place? Halo trying to be something that it's not. And the truth is we can still see that problem with Halo 5. Halo 5 has aim down sights, Call of Duty, sprint, Call of Duty, clamber, Call of Duty, a number of traits from Call of Duty. I mean, seriously, look at the time to kill in Halo 5 and how short it is compared to every other Halo game. It's ridiculous. It just makes me think that they were sitting in a boardroom and they thought, well, a lot of our players feel like it takes too long to finish a fight, so let's take the time to kill and make it a little bit shorter, making it feel way more fast-paced, because our players have so much ADHD that they can't sit there and fight for like more than 4 fucking seconds before they get bored and then rage and never play our game again, because they're ADHD little shits. Alright, sorry I just had to go on a little bit of a tangent there, because honestly, I am frustrated with modern day Halo. I want to enjoy Halo still, but it feels like I can't because it doesn't feel like Halo anymore. And the one thing that bugs me is Halo used to be a trend setter. Now it's just a trend follower. And if they did this, it's just going to be like every other company trying to jump on the Battle Royale bandwagon. I mean, seriously, I've heard rumors from multiple companies talking about making a Battle Royale mode. I've heard rumors that the next Call of Duty will have a Battle Royale mode. I heard that they're going to add a Battle Royale mode to CSGO. And I'm just kind of like, guys, you don't need to be doing this. Make a new game and put a Battle Royale mode in it, but don't tie it in to your already owned franchises. It doesn't need to happen because you're literally taking a trend or a genre and slapping it in your game because it's popular. You don't even know if you're going to make it good, and that's the one thing that happens with a lot of these games. They make a Battle Royale mode and then it's not good. Like, look at the mobile market. I remember back in 2012, there were so many fucking MOBAs coming out, and guess what? The top 3 survived. You had League of Legends, Dota, and was it Heroes of the Storm? Those 3 survived, but all these side ones that were made by EA and Activision and stuff, they died. They didn't get any popularity and they died off. And that's what's going to happen with a lot of these games that are just slapping a Battle Royale mode into their game and calling it good. They're going to die off super fucking fast. And I don't want that to happen. I want them to be successful. But the thing is they're rushing them. They're not planning it out. They're not getting good ideas. They're not focusing on balancing. And one thing that happens with a lot of these Battle Royale games, and we know this about H1Z1 and PUBG and even Fortnite at times, optimization. Optimization is key. And what's sad is a lot of these games don't seem to know how to optimize their games for frame rate to be at least decent enough that you can have a good fight. The best example I can give is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds on the Xbox One X. It is abysmal. It is not optimized. It runs like shit. And one thing I can say is the connections are terrible. I went over to my girlfriend's house and her roommate has an Xbox One X and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So I decided to play it and I immediately handed the controller over because it was so abysmally bad that I didn't want to ever touch it again. And the connections are even worse than the PC connections. And imagine that happening in Halo. You've got a battle rifle, it has no scope because you have to find the attachment, or it has it, I don't know, and you're trying to shoot someone and they're lagging harder than anything you've ever seen in Halo. You remember in Halo 3 you had people that would do lag switches? This would be times 10 worse. And it's just, it's cringeworthy. Imagining this mode coming out and it being so bad because everyone's trying to connect to this and they're trying to hold this connection to this player, battle royale mode that could have up to maybe 100 players depending on how good it is. It could just be a giant clusterfuck. Another thing I want to bring up is the fact that doing this could take away resources from where they are needed. They are needed in the single player campaign. They are needed in the multiplayer that is the bread and butter of Halo. And what we don't need is them taking away resources from the multiplayer and the single player to focus on something that is just following a trend. We need them focusing on where they belong in the single player and the multiplayer. And you could say, oh, it's going to be part of the multiplayer. But for me, the problem is that I want a better multiplayer experience. I want a better single player experience. I want there to be the content that needs to be there day one. I want there to be all the game modes. I want there to be Forge mode. I want there to be theater mode. I want them to focus on the bread and butter before they focus on a trend that may die off within a year. We don't know. I really hope it doesn't, but with how PUBG is killing off game after game, right now the top two games are Fortnite and PUBG. H1Z1's basically dead. Me and my, viewers went into H1Z1 King of the Kill and played squads. You can't get anyone. We were literally in a server with no one in it besides us, and we actually won our only game we got to play with only 26 people. Supposedly, single player and duos are much better, but I can't even play squads? And that's how I would want to play a Halo Battle Royale game, is in a squad. Because then I feel like I'm in a Spartan company, sort of group, and I've got my group. It would run like shit. With how Xbox Live's connections are and their servers are, it would be a giant clusterfuck. And, depending on how the dedicated servers would be for this mode, I don't know. I really don't know, and I just don't want to risk them taking away the resources they need with Halo 6 to focus on a trend. I just don't think it's a necessary thing. If this came out later on, way after the release of Halo 6, maybe have it as a side thing, but it doesn't need to be there day one, and in my opinion, it doesn't need to be there at all. I love the Battle Royale genre. I don't want it to die like many have. I don't want it to die like how the genre of Guitar Hero and Rock Band did. You guys remember, 2010, 2011? You had Guitar Hero and Rock Band. They were competing with each other, and literally one was copying the other, trying to keep up, and then they started releasing like 2 to 3 games a year. They literally were doing that between Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and guess what? Both died. No one wanted to play them anymore, and then guess what? They go ahead, they reboot the series, both of them almost in the same month, rebooted their series and released them, and guess what? Neither one sold. I can go to my local GameStop and you'll see stacks upon stacks of Rock Band 4 and stacks upon stacks of Guitar Hero, whatever the fuck it was called, and no one's touching them. And even at the discounts that they're at, no one wants to touch them. And if basically this happens with the Battle Royale genre, if people continue to just slap it into their game, it's going to kill it. And it's going to kill the fun uniqueness of this genre, this new breathing genre that's still in its infancy. It really is. It's in its infancy. And I don't want to see it die this quickly. But that's just my opinion, guys, and I would sure as hell love to hear yours down in the comment section down below. You can also, while you're down there, slap a like on this video if you enjoyed it, or dislike it if you hate it and you thought my opinion sucks. That's all good. But while you're down there, also check the description, because you will find the Twitch channel, which I stream on regularly, and you can follow that or subscribe if you're a major supporter. It's right now on discount. It's only like $3 to subscribe to a channel. And also if you have Twitch Prime, you could subscribe. Would appreciate it very much. You also have my Twitter, where I communicate daily with fans, and you can tweet at me and I'll try and get to you. I do get quite a bit of tweets, and because I just joined a Halo team, I've been getting a lot more, and my Twitter feed has just blown the hell up. You also have our Discord, where our community is growing very slowly, but is getting bigger and bigger daily, with more people joining and just having all sorts of awesome discussions. There's all sorts of dank memes, as well as some awesome people that you could join and play Halo with. We do have dedicated rooms, and we will be doing some maintenance very soon on the server and moving people around and getting it really well organized. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it very much, and I'll see you guys next time. And as always, GamerJlee signing out.